ka na pa, alas 6 na ng gabi. Travel well na. Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places. Makipagkwentuhan kasama si Miss Christine Verteflor Mahadillas. Dito lamang sa Travel Well. Sa impilang may todong lakas. DWIZ 882. Travel Well. Your wellness take you to places.
Earlier on, we've been sharing some videos. Yeah. Before we proceed with that, I would like to introduce to you again our guests for tonight. Yeah, I think they're here. They're both here now. I just can't see the video right now. Hold it. Okay, the founder of Global Hoopers Challenge there. Okay, on his jerseys, Mr. Manato Matuge. Hi, Koge again. So welcome back to Travel Well.
Thank you. It's an honor being here.
Yeah, you're wearing a nice jersey.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, for the successful event during the weekend. And then, as promised, we will be supporting this activity that you had last weekend, and we will be showing some clips and videos about the past game. It was an intense game for Philippines and Cameroon. Wow.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you won. Congratulations. I mean, Cameroon won, of course, over Philippines. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a great game. And today with us is Coach John Madlang-Awa. Coach John, are you there already? Yeah, I think in a while he'll be joining us. It was an exciting game. Everybody was cheering, both for Team Philippines and Team Cameroon. I've seen someone who's looking like LeBron James. LeBron is there.
His name is Mike.
Oh yeah, Mike. People are wondering. LeBron is there. I mean, like he really looks, and I think his stance really looks like LeBron James. Yeah, some people are telling, is he your has been this? What's the name of the guy again?
Mike Vogel.
Mike, he was part of the team for the longest time, isn't it?
Yes.
For the team, yeah, he's been there.
Yes. Very long time.
Yeah. So, how was it, Koge? I'll just call you Koge because some of our friends there call you Koge. So, how was the event last weekend from your teams? And of course, everybody was so excited. Everybody was screaming while Philippine team and Cameroon was playing on the court. Yes. So how was it?
Well, what I want to say is that it was a very exciting event, and yes, and you were there, and you could see for yourself the intensity of the game, the first and the second quarter, third quarter. Yes, the game was really intense. Both teams wanted to win, which is what I appreciate enormously, because it meant that both teams were taking the competition, the game seriously. Right. Yeah, and I just want to profit from this occasion to congratulate Pateno from the Philippine side, who was shooting the basket at 3 points. Oh yeah, and he made, I think, 5 3 points. I don't know how many 3 points he made, but he scored a lot. And I after the game, I texted him on Messenger. We had a chat, and I called him Stephen Curry because he was shooting the ball from 3. And to be honest, he made us panic. Because we soon realized that we couldn't guard him from the 3-point line.
What's the name again? Let's recognize the guy.
Pateno. I think the coach, Jonathan. Yes, Pateno.
Coach John
knows him better, yes.
Have you remembered the number of his jersey?
Maybe.
Pateno, is it Villanueva, is it? No.
I think it's Pateno.
Paterno, yes.
Yes, I don't. Yes, remember
Paterno, I remember that one.
Yes, but he's from the CCF side, and his 3 points. Yeah, he made us panic, and I guess it was thanks to him that the Philippine team went ahead of us by 2 points. I think you guys were leading us around the third quarter by 2 points, something like that.
Yeah, something like 45, 47.
We panicked. And I just want to, congratulate the Philippine team because you guys eventually did not have height. We had a height advantage.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
The height advantage was so clean and clear. But
Exactly.
when we look at the performance of the Philippine team with that height, it's
amazing.
Yes. And of course, the game showed that you guys were ahead of us. Third quarter.
Oh yeah.
I would say 2 points or 1 point. So the statistics are there, and really, I'm impressed because, as I said, the height advantage and to do what you guys did with that height advantage is not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Let nobody think that it's easy. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, well, literally, the Philippine teams are facing the Giants. So they said, of course, Cameroon are really good, fantastic basketball players. But of course, we cannot deny the fact and we cannot discount the fact that Philippine teams really did well as for this game. Yeah,
we can't. We just to add to that. We were panicking in the third quarter. I played for the Cameroon team, and I'm telling you that I was panicking.
Yes,
because when I saw the score, it was 2 points.
It was 2 points
ahead. You guys were ahead by 2. So. And I was asking myself, and as I was playing, I was telling myself, wow, you guys don't have a big man. No big man in your team. Your average height is less than that of Cameroon team, but you guys are ahead. This means that you guys are giving it all. To be honest, that's what I was telling myself. I'm like, wow, this is really serious.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like most of the Filipino athletes there are, going to the dive. Really give it all. Yeah,
that's what I appreciated. I really appreciated that.
Kogi, thank you so much for appreciating, our athletes because you're part of the game. You've seen their strength as well, and the passion is there. We call it puso. The puso is the heart. I mean, all heart for this athletes, both for Philippines and for the Cameroon team. And then before we proceed, I think we will be showing some videos so that people and our audiences would appreciate more about what really happened during the last Saturday. So we'll just take a quick short break, and after this we'll be showing some videos, and then we will ask Coach John also to join us. Thank you.
Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places. Kasama si Miss Christine Verdeflor Mahadillas.
We proceed with the other videos. Good evening once again. This is Travel Well. Hi, we're back. So this time around, we would like to introduce to you from the Philippine team, Coach John Madlang Awa. Hi, Coach John.
Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Evening.
Thank you for having me here, Teen, in such a very short notice.
It's just a surprise. So I actually thank you so much for, of course, being game to be part of this, because we were thinking it's a good time to share your experience as one of the coaches alongside with Coach Rafi during the Global Hoopers Challenge last Saturday. We've seen how intense the game was, and I think the Philippine team really did a great job. I mean, Koge, I'm so happy that Koge appreciates that, even though he is he's from, of course, the Cameroon team. But yes, John, I mean, how do you see the game? How did it went? I mean, of course, from the perspective of viewers and the perspective of coach, it might be different. Can you share to us the experience? And please.
First of all, Koge, thank you very much for appreciating the game last Saturday, and I can feel that from what you said, that we got the respect of your team, and you had a good fight. You need to fight too.
Yeah.
And you had a challenge in us, and we're very happy to know that. I will let the team know about that, and also from the a coach's perspective last Saturday. During the warm-ups, we can see that as one by one the players from the Cameroon team is coming.
Mm-hmm.
the players saw that the opponent is big, and then after a short while, someone will come in again, and they're bigger.
It's getting taller.
Yes, and then after a short while again, another one will come, and he's biggest. It's like the height is never ending for your team. That's why I told Coach Rafi that I think we need motivational, inspirational words from you, so that the morale of the team will not be down. So from the start of the game, from warm-ups, it was very hard for us because of the difference in skill. Of course, the skill of the Cameroon team is very good. It's very far from our team. It's just that I think we are younger.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing that your team took the challenge for this. I know that I think that Saturday was the first time that the team was able to meet the Cameroon, and same way. There was really no practice at all. So during the game or the tournament, it was the first time that they saw their opponents, right? And it's a surprise, and it's really amazing that John, your team took the challenge. Of course, I think the Cameroon is also excited because they know also how Filipinos play, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wish to add to that, and
sure.
And for me personally, I think the Filipino player has a lot of heart. I'm not saying this to flatter the Filipino players, and I'll tell you why. This is because the height advantage as compared to the rest of the world, the other countries have more height advantage. And to be able to rival with someone who has a greater height advantage and still succeed in winning, because in Asia, Philippines has won quite a number of titles, has won at least a gold medal, if I'm not mistaken, in the FIBA Asia. But has been the second and was third in the World Cup back in the days, bronze medal. Yeah. Yes, so people forget about that. When you Google, you find that Philippines was third place in the World Cup back in the days. Nice. That's a long time ago. So when you look at the height advantage and you see what the Filipino player puts in the court, despite the height advantage, you realize it is really heart over height, if I can put it that way. And it will take someone who doesn't understand to think that is easy. It's not. It's really courage. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you for that insights. Very well said, Mr. Koge. How about John? I know that you have a lot to share also. I mean, you've been sharing also some tips to our athletes even before the practice about nutrition, because you're also a medical professional, right, John? Coach John?
Yes, I am a nurse by profession. I work in St. Luke's Global City for 10 years. And basketball is really my passion. And I'm 40 plus years old now. I think we're at the same age. And no, I'm just joking. You're younger. So
joking. Okay. I'm 10 years younger.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Definitely. And
so Coach, sige.
So from time to time, I try to give
Coach,
kids tips regarding nutrition, and of course from learning through my basketball years, I try to teach details to the kids, so that it can help them
perform well. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I've been seeing you also during the practice that you also do, play basketball. And I think both you, Coach Rafi, wanted to really join also the team. You had to coach them and really share the techniques and skills that you have for the team, right?
He really wanted to play basketball, but we saw that we will become a liability for the team, especially for the for the strategy that we will be using for this team. because we are young. We try to bank on our cardio, on running, stamina, rather than skill, and of course teamwork. So the whole game, we're almost trapping them. We try to implement a trap defense throughout the whole game to tire them, but unfortunately, they're really like iron. They're very hard, very good.
But go ahead.
We really cannot beat them. It's us who gave up during the last part of the game. Their experience and skill, really.
Yeah, but it was really still an amazing game for both. Yes, Coach Koge, sorry, are you saying something?
Yes, I wanted to add the fact that if during the game we decided to defend zone because we knew we did not have the cardio of the Filipino team. Yes, because we couldn't defend man-to-man with the Filipino team because we knew they had much cardio, they were running so fast up and down. So, the speed is much more. So I just wanted to add to what Coach Jonathan was saying, that really we couldn't cope. Had we done the man-to-man, I don't think maybe the Philippines would have won because we knew they were much younger, much faster. So that's it.
Right. I mean, I think both team has their own strength, definitely, right, Coach? Yes, Koge. So anyway, before we proceed, definitely you'll be having another event on January for probably is it the semis, or we will continue the series, right? Because the other countries will be playing on January 27, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, 27, 28.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we proceed to give to our audiences other details, let's just have a quick short break. Thank you. Travel well.
Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places. Kasama si Miss Christine Verdeflor Mahadillas.
Travel well. Ayan. So they're showing, we can give feedback while the videos are being shown. It's okay. So this is Coach Rafi along with Team Philippines and Coach Jonathan, of course. Ayan. That's the... This is, I think, after the no? Is it, John, after the game or or before? I think.
Before
having this huddle. Before,
like
the huddle.
Before.
This is I think before the game. This one.
Yeah, the huddle.
Yeah, I think it's before the huddle. Yes.
What did you notice, Coach John? I'd like to ask something. What did you notice about the difference when they were practicing? Because of course they were practicing for several sessions, and during the actual game, have you noticed any difference from the athletes? I mean, I don't feel any nervousness from the Philippine team. So I mean, can you tell us about how the athletes how's the experience of the athletes, the Filipino athletes from the team PH, of course, Coach John?
We managed to get the two practices prior to the game, and most of those practices are there are a lot of absence during the practice, but I think they learned well their positions and their roles for the plays, especially the trap that we are implementing, and also the simple transition offense that we try to do. The most important is they know their role. What's the role of the 3, the 4, the 5. So we can switch places, switch the places of the position of the players. A lot of us are guards. In our team, we have a lot of guards. We only have one center, and the other one is really a power forward. But we put him in a center position because we really have no someone to substitute the center.
The center is the tallest guy, yeah?
Yes, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Uh-uh.
So,
Go ahead.
so, so yes, they did well. They in a short span of time, they managed to learn the defense and offense strategy that we try to implement. Yes.
Yeah. I also noticed that some of the guys were get hurt, but not really. But not really. Because I think after the game, they were okay. It's part of the game, I guess. Yeah.
A lot of them are really excited to play this game because we know that Cameroon big, they're all tall, and this they're like our what we see in NBA games.
Yes.
They're high, they're physique.
Physique, yeah.
So a lot of the kids are really excited to play them, to test
with them.
if they have a chance. That's why everyone is so happy that we managed to tie the game in the third quarter. I think it's like 57 all. And
yeah.
we managed to lead like 2 points.
Yes.
And for us, even though we lost the game, it's very memorable for everyone.
Of course, yeah. It's an accomplishment for those who were able to, compete with the Cameroons. And I think I've seen, the joy in the faces of the athletes. And they're even like 15 years old in your team, right?
Yes,
there's 15, there's, yeah. And I guess, yeah. I mean, for the Cameroon, how was the experience, Coach Koge? I mean, of course, definitely your friends or your teammates shared to you the experience. How was it? I mean,
yes. Well, as I said earlier, we were impressed because at one point in time, we were impressed because we were losing in the third quarter. At one point in time, we were losing the game. Yes, and we have in front of us a team that does not have any center. I mean, does not have any big man. Yes, most of them are guards. Yes, and what it keeps showing is that shooting the basketball is very important. Yes, and I keep on saying, and I say here that had we gone man to man, like individual defense, man to man, like that's you just you pick one player and you defend on him man to man, it would have been a very different game, game because physically the cardio I don't think we have like that with the Filipino team. So the game was showing that shooting the basket is very important. It's very important. And the Filipino team at the 3-point line was so good. Yes. And for me personally, it's still courage. I keep on saying it's still courage because why do I say this? I say this because I myself am a guard. And when I play against my own teammates who are bigger than me, there is a challenge because to shoot the ball over them in practice, when I play against them, to shoot the ball over them, to drive to the basket, you have to put double more effort because they are taller. So I relate very well with the Filipino team. I relate very well because I myself am a guard. And yes, I big respect for them. And I just want to say something that I believe that as time goes on, the Filipino team in the next editions, as time goes on, will be very dominant. This particular team, because I am the kind of person who believes in progress. So I don't think things happen straight away. They take time, but with consistency, yes. And why am I saying this? Because the Filipino team has the advantage of age, the young. And so as some of us are growing older and the knees are already becoming a little bit, so that's why I really encourage the CF team not to feel down, because the many more editions and nature at times catches up with with certain people, because as the knees get old, the CCF team will be becoming more and more ripe as time is going on, because the age group is still very low, it's very young, and so this team is going to be a power force sooner or later. I know that. I know already.
Yeah, probably they are the up and coming, national team players for this age 15 to 21 who joined the game, right? But speaking of the age, the age group is really quite wide. I'm not sure because I'm not a basketball player, not you are both more keen on basketball rules and stuff. But don't you think having this wide spread of age group isn't something that well, this is an amateur. I'm usually the players are age probably 20s to 30s, right? So, but there are other players also. Even the Philippines has like 42 years old or 43. So same thing, I guess, with your team as well. So as we progress, like in the coming months, definitely you'll be having more tournaments. Are you planning to have like an age group category for the games for the upcoming? I mean, like probably after this tournament.
Actually, yes. We will have to think about it. We'll have to think about it and be able to separate a bit the age groups and see how. Yes, we are definitely thinking about it and able to separate the age groups so that from 18 to 20, maybe from 15 to 20, they have their own tournament, and then 20 and above, they have their own tournament. Yes, because this was basically just the first edition, and so we're trying to launch the Global Hoopers Challenge. But definitely there has to be with time a segregation. Not segregation, sorry, a separation in terms of
age groups.
Yes, to make the tournament more fun.
Yeah, because I was able to talk to some of the moms of the players or the athletes, Filipino athletes. Of course, they are quite nervous about their kids playing with the Cameroon team, 6'5" in height. I mean, like some of them actually are not there because they are feeling like nervous really about what will happen. And probably some of them would, the Cameroons, have they ever thought of, the Philippine athletes being more fragile because there's 15 years old and, some of the athletes really are really like shorter, like, I don't know. The 15, 18 years old are, in height. There's really height limitations. But do they feel any like, something like, I cannot really get that specific word, but something like, do they see the Filipino athletes being so young and fragile because they're something like that? Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because as I said, I remember in the first interview when I was presenting the Global Hoopers Challenge. I remember I once said that when you shoot the ball, if you know how to shoot the ball, even at 16 you can play with in the pro level. And the NBA is already taking kids right now of 18. Kobe Bryant, I think when Kobe Bryant entered, he was young. I think he was 19. Kobe Bryant. Garnett, even LeBron James. They were still, they were early 20s. What the basketball is showing nowadays is that the guy who knows how to shoot the ball can play young. So even at 18, if you can shoot the ball like Stephen Curry, you will play with guys who are 40 years old. And be better than them by far. By far, I mean it. Not even that. There's not the difference. For example, just to conclude, look at Pateno. Pateno, I don't think he's 40. I don't think he's 40. He's not. But he's definitely young. But the number of points he placed, majority of them were 3 points. He just shot the basket. And that's it. So if you have a team where everybody shoots the basket, it becomes hard. I promise you. It doesn't matter the age group. It becomes hard to guard them.
Right. So, So in basketball, what is the important characteristic of an athlete for you to become like a really good one? Like, is it endurance? Is it more of the speed and the shooting skills? Is it? How about for both of you? That's a question for both of you.
Yes, I would just say a part, and then I'll leave Coach Jonathan to say his own as well.
Yes.
Well, for me personally, I would say I'll start first with the cardio. And why will I mention the cardio? I mentioned the cardio. Speed. Yes, speed. Yeah. Speed. The speed. Because this is a game where you have to move up and down, meaning that if you don't have the endurance, no matter how good you are, after moving up and down, after running for 1 minute, you're out of the game.
Right.
So we can't use you anymore. That's why being young, having a good endurance is important. And that's why we didn't guard you guys. We did not guard the CCF team man-to-man. We went zone because we knew already there was a problem in level of endurance. Now, for me, the second one will be, I would say, your basketball IQ. At the level of the offense and the level of the defense, because a good player is the one who has a high basketball IQ at the offense another defense. So that's what I would say. So I will leave Coach Jonathan.
Coach John.
I totally agree with everything that Coach Kogi said. Yes, the most important factor in basketball is that the player should be able to run really all the time. They need to they need to be quick to change from from point A to point B as they are defending their opponent.
Yeah.
And of course the basketball IQ, how they select their shots, how when should they pass, and also how they defend. They need to be able to read the defense to be able to make right decisions during games.
Right.
And the knees, most especially, there is a factor that genes are in basketball as well, because if a play, not all people are created equal actually. Because how we are made, there are people that are sickly, there are people that are very strong since they were young, and some people, even though they are very skilled, but unfortunately they have weak knees, and early during their careers they get injured, so they will be no use because they cannot run up and down the court, right? So there is a factor that you should that one is lucky to have very good genes, like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, right? So when a basketball player is young, they are very they needed to start young because when they're young, they have fresh legs, their knees are much more lubricated, right?
Correct.
And as they grow old, they lose it. But they become much wiser in playing the game.
Yes.
So most of them, during their later years, they become coaches, they become trainers.
Right.
Yes. So really one has to be able to run.
Yeah, so speed is really important, of course, along with the endurance and stamina of the athletes. And of course, the IQ, as both of you said, I mean, the basketball IQ, meaning athletes need to be smart on their strategy, and the movement of the team is really important. And yeah, coach, yes.
Sorry, I forgot. Most important is work ethic.
Work ethics,
work
yes.
ethic, yes.
The discipline.
Work hard. Yes.
Right, yeah. Well, this is a great avenue, Coach Koge, for talent identification as well. I mean, it's an opportunity, a privilege that we had this first ever Hoopers Challenge in the Philippines, and yeah, I think people or the athletes, of course, together with the classmates of these kids, are looking forward to have another chance for them to be part of this tournament. So
they will.
Yes, Koge, I mean, like definitely the vision of the Global Hoopers Challenge is not only to showcase the skills of the existing athletes, but definitely you will be opening this to more doors, to more athletes, and yeah, it's an avenue for talent identification. I believe, of course, the Philippines would want to have like an NBA player in the future, right?
Who knows what can happen? You see, coming back again to why we're creating this league, for us personally, it's not really about playing basketball. It's not more about the basketball. It's bigger than that. And the reason, and we keep on insisting, and we will keep on saying that our main aim is to be able to unite nations through basketball. That's why we mentioned the nations: Philippines, China, Liberia. And we are hoping that many more nations will come in, because I bet you could see in the Filipino players after they played the happiness that was in their heart, and the happiness of these players was because they played people they have never played before.
Right, definitely. Yes, this is their first time.
Yes, and it's that first time that we capture. Like when you see someone who says, "I'm from a different country, let's play basketball," it's that excitement that we actually feed on, because when we see the faces of the happiness, that's it. The goal has been achieved. Because, I mean, like, where do you meet a group of people of a particular nation at one place in time? It's not easy to find such a people. So that's why we insist again, and we keep on saying it's to unite nations in basketball. So that's the goal. That's the main goal. Yes.
Yeah. And it's a wonderful thrust that you have in Global Hooper Challenge. And definitely, as you know, the brands and some of the companies would see this, we will be getting support by next year, hopefully, definitely. And we're so excited for the upcoming things for Global Hoopers Challenge. This is only the first and the beginning, and you'll be having more on January and Feb, definitely.
Yes.
Will be up until March, is it?
Up to beginning March. Beginning March will be the finals. Yes, semifinals and finals. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, to all our audiences, for those who watching this Travel Well, and for those who's listening to us, if you want to take part of this program of this trust of the Global Hoopers Challenge, please do so contact Mr. Koge.
Yes.
And then they have also a Facebook. We will definitely help you on promoting this one. I think some of the links are also on one of my page, the co-producer of this show. And at the same time, we've been speaking to some of the brands as well. They are actually interested to take part also in the upcoming tournaments that you will be having. So, I mean, it's a great opportunity. Thank you for choosing Philippines to be the host for this one. And we will be having more nations to unite through basketball. And some few words to our audiences, Koge and Coach John, before we end the show. Yeah.
Okay, I allow Coach John. Coach John, you can go ahead, please.
Yes. Okay, Coach John.
I would like to everyone. Of course, we all know that Filipinos really love basketball, and what is really a very good thing about basketball is if one really knows how to play and he knows he has a passion for it, you can just go anywhere, any court, and instantly you have friends.
Yeah.
That's
eventually.
Yes. That's why I have a 7-year-old son that I am trying to really teach him how to play, even though sometimes he doesn't want, because he likes to play gadgets more. But I'm really trying my best to teach him basketball, because if wherever he goes, he will have friends. Definitely,
yes.
That's the beauty of basketball.
Right.
And thank you very much, Coach Koge, for it's such an honor to play your team, and we are very honored and happy.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, Coach John, thank you again. Thank you again so much for participating. It's an honor for us. Yes, an honor. And what I have to say for those viewing this program is that really we as a Cameroonian team, we really appreciate the fact that the Philippines gave us the possibility in the first place to be able to host a tournament in this country, and give us the possibility to rent the court and be able to invite teams. You know, we respect that. And we respect the country of the Philippines. We respect the passion that you people have for basketball. And we respect the fact that you guys have really hearts over heights. That's what I would like to say, yes. Because some other countries don't realize this. But I relate because I'm not that tall in height. I'm not that tall. And I know what it means to play someone who is taller than you and still score the basket. It requires a very high basketball IQ. Really, I'm really confident in what I'm saying because I can relate. So I just want to thank the country of the Philippines and thank you guys again. And we're looking forward to your support for this tournament and for the upcoming editions so that together we can be as a family and and share the passion of basketball. And as Coach Jonathan says, when you play basketball, you make many friends. And this is so true. This is so true. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Koge and Coach John. Yeah, this is Travel Well. Definitely, we are into wellness. We would like to support this kind of advocacy and, of course, the thrust of uniting our nations through basketball. It definitely will add value not only to having friendships, definitely to each athlete, who are really inspired, to play this kind of game into an international arena, right? So it's really an inspiration that you're giving to our athletes. Thank you so much, Kogi, for that. And I hope that we will be having more tournaments upcoming, definitely, aside from this one. And I mean, the discipline, and I think the basketball is also bringing some well-balanced life. I mean, as Coach John was saying, he is encouraging his son to play basketball because most kids now are really hooked into their gadgets. So we definitely need to encourage them to play basketball and go outside and make friends and really experience, being physically active, because that will definitely make them become more stronger, not only physically but also in terms of how they relate to people emotionally. And even like this has also spiritual benefits, right? I mean, that I think that's one of the trust of Global Hoopers Challenge, and this is something unique that you have compared to the other tournaments. So it's a great experience. I think Philippine teams is being supported also by CCF. John, so we would like to acknowledge also CCF. Thank you so much for supporting this event.
Please,
and then would you like to thank other team?
Thank you for our sponsor, the DVMC, Doña Virginia Maritima Corporation, for sponsoring our uniform.
The team uniforms. That's nice.
And also, of course, our church CCF, because this is it is really where it started. It is just a Saturday meeting for basketball games to minister to young kids, and then we were invited into this tournament. So it's really a great privilege for us and an experience for the kids.
Yes, John. Thank you so much. I
also want to just thank DWIZ, the registration DWIZ, for giving us the possibility to be able to talk about this tournament to the world and to Philippines. Yes. And also, I keep on saying, and I said earlier, that the Lord blessed this project through my friend who asked me to come for a preaching session at CCF, at Metro West basketball training in Finland. Yes. And so I came, and it's from there that I was able to meet other nations. Yes. And it's good to give credit where it's due, and to God be the glory, because that day God was trying to bless me through Metro West CCF basketball training session, and that's what happened eventually that day. So thank you again, CCF, for the support, for making it possible for Metro West to create a team in the first place. And glory be to God for everything.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Koge, for that. I mean, we would like to appreciate all the supporters of the Global Hoopers Challenge. It's a privilege that Philippines was able to have the first. This will be part of the history, definitely. CCF is Christ Commission Fellowship, right? So we would like to acknowledge them. And in the next coming months, please do support January 27, 28, I guess, for the next one. And for those who want to become part of this Global Hoopers Challenge, we are having some practices again by January. We would like to invite you definitely on Saturdays at Finman. And it's open. It's 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. And thank you so much once again. Thank you for our audiences. It's a December evening. It's definitely traffic going back home. Have a safe ride home. And again, next Monday, I'll see you. Travel well. Thank you.
Sumainyo ang pinakabagong programa sa DWIZ hanggang sa susunod na Lunes, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi. Travel well. Let your wellness take you to places.